My dad was one of the funniest men I ever knew. He is the inventor of the dad joke. You've heard them, those jokes that make us groan. Like, do you know that French fries aren't cooked in France? They're cooked in Greece. Or, my wife asked me for some chapstick. I handed her a glue stick and she still isn't talking to me. Ha! Come on, that is funny, you guys. Laugh, eh? Yeah. Often in the morning, I would find my dad shaving and looking in the mirror, and I would watch him. How do I look, I might ask, and he'd say, with your eyes. And then he'd smile. It's a great memory. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I remember Dad's laugh. He could get serious too, of course. He was a World War II veteran, and many of his friends gave their lives so we could be free from tyranny. And sometimes the memories of those days overwhelmed my dad. Seldom did he talk about it, but he knew the importance of remembering the past so we don't repeat it. So from Dad, I learned about Adolf Hitler and places like Dieppe and terms like the Blitz. That horrible time when waves of Luftwaffe bombers dropped their lethal baggage over London, releasing 544,000 pounds of bombs on the first night alone. Imagine. So began 57 consecutive nights of bombing that saw 30,000 Londoners dead and another 50,000 injured. One thing gave them hope. It was the courage of Royal Air Force pilots who rose in their Spitfires and Hurricanes to battle the Germans in the night skies. Winston Churchill said this, "Never in the history of human conflict has so much been owed by so many to so few." Because of the pilots' bravery, Hitler eventually called off the Blitz, which caused Londoners to adore those heroic pilots. They were the toast of London in their air blue. Children ran beside them as they strolled the streets, and strangers thanked them, touching their decorated uniforms. Orthopedic surgeon Paul Brand said that people treated them as gods. But as a medical doctor, Brand saw another side. Although the Hurricane fighter planes were agile, they had one fatal design flaw. Their engine fuel line ran alongside the cockpit, and a direct hit caused the pilot to be engulfed in fire and crippling heat. Even those who ejected had every feature of their face burned beyond recognition. Dr. Brand wrapped these heroes in bandages and helped treat their hands and feet, while plastic surgeons attempted to refashion their faces, often with up to 40 procedures. Morale remained surprisingly high as the pilots laughed and teased each other. But as the time drew near for them to leave, many could not face life outside the hospital. The surgeons had performed minor miracles, but these heroes' faces were essentially a scar. Who would love a face like that? Who would give it a job, marry it, see beyond it to the person they still were? Some wives and girlfriends were unable to accept the new reality. They quietly filed for divorce or walked away, leaving behind devastated men. But those whose lovers and wives and families stuck by them became successful in business and leadership. In the book Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, Dr. Brand told of Peter Foster, whose girlfriend loved him, not just his face, and the two were married shortly after his release. While adults looked away and children made faces at Peter, he learned to turn toward his wife. She became my mirror, he said. She gave me a new image of myself. Even now, regardless of how I feel, when I look at her, she gives me a warm, loving smile. That tells me I am okay. All of us are mirrors. What do others see in us? Like that blessed wife, we can mirror God's love to the downcast and hurting, those forgotten by a culture that values, even worships, beauty, strength, health, and wealth. Jesus saw beyond our faults, and while we were still sinners, died that we might have life in Him. Today, we will encounter those who need to see the love of Jesus. May they see it mirrored in us. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for watching these. And your comments, they make our day. Thanks so much. Bless you. You want to help make stories of hope and joy available around the world? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video today. Thanks.